Good evening, everyone.
You're 2 minutes early.
Well, I wanted to make sure everyone was able to get on to the Zoom link and everyone is able to also log into their Kaufman account. Those links were sent to you all last week. Majority of you all was from the Kaufman group.
Oh, is that the thing that gave us the ticket?
No, that's the Eventbrite. You want to look for, and I'll tell you exactly what it's going to say, info@fasttrac.org. You've been invited to register for FastTrac 2020. Everyone needs to make sure that you find that email so you can go ahead and register for the Kaufman FastTrac modules. This is where all your classwork is going to be. And
no, I don't have
make
it.
sure that, okay. I will double check. It was sent out on September 30th to most people.
Is it from the I Won't Starve email?
No, it would be from FastTrac. It would be from info@FastTrac. That's FastTrac.org.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Yeah, I'm double checking right now.
Yeah, but it was sent on September 30th.
Unless it went into spam.
Yeah, check there because I had you're nowhere to go but up now at gmail.com.
Yep.
Yeah, check your spam.
Hey, Emerald, can I have the correct spelling for that email again?
It's info@fast FastTrac.org. And you should have gotten it on September 30th.
Nope, I don't have it. I have a bunch of Eventbrite stuff, but I don't have anything from FastTrac except for what just got sent out today, but that's from I Won't Starve.
Okay, I'm gonna resend it to you right now, okay?
All right.
A couple weeks ago, so she's supposed to close.
There it is.
Yeah, she's going good. She's taking care of her.
Hey, Emerald, can I get a resend also?
Sure thing. Anyone else having problems getting into the FastTrac? Sheik Ellis at ymail.com. Is that correct?
Wait, what's the last part of it you have?
Ymail.
.com?
Yes.
Now, what's that about the FastTrac?
If you just trying to make sure everyone got the FastTrac email to register for the class, meaning get all your coursework.
And we have to set up an account for that, right? With Eventbrite?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, it's not Eventbrite. It is FastTrac.org. I will resend it to you as well.
Hey, she's
Okay, I just got it.
Okay, great.
Tell her to look into.
Yeah, I haven't got mine yet.
Something from FastTrac.
You-
Go for that one.
Okay.
Yeah, something from FastTrac, and it should have went out today, right?
Would the password be something that I said?
Yes.
Well, no. When did she come on? Because she's kind of last. She was kind of late. The person. Oh, should have got it last night. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Here you go, Angelo.
I still don't have mine. What's the address you're sending it to? Can you read it off?
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Nowhere to go but up now at gmail.com.
Yep, that's the right one. Try this one.
Hello?
Get on this
Yeah,
training thing.
yes, it is. I'm gonna send you the link now. I'm just going to your HT1.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
What's up, dude?
What's up?
So the email would be my personal email.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Emerald, I sent in the chat. I put
Can
a
y'all hear
different
me?
a different
I can
email.
hear you.
Yeah.
Somebody gotta say something back to me. Somebody unmute yourself and say something back to me.
I hear you.
Hey,
Okay. That make me seem like I'm crazy here. That make me talk to myself.
you got an echo.
Yeah, we're working that part out. But as long as I know I'm not crazy, we'll get there.
That
I got
doesn't
about
mean you're
6
not
computers
crazy.
in one room, so we about to start moving some stuff around. What about now?
That's
That's
better.
way better.
Do I have an echo now? Am I sound
No.
good? Sound better now?
Sound better.
There we go.
Good, you
There we
good.
go.
Much better.
Now, while we getting everybody else on, and if you, I don't know if everybody's decent, so some people probably taking this class in the bed right now or just hanging out. So if you're not class prepared, you don't have to show yourself. But if you are, by all means, allow me to see your face so I can know who I'm picking on, because I will be picking on some people before the day is out. My partner Angelo, I you know, to step out, but he'll be back in a second. This is our first Kaufman FastTrac. About 4 or 5 years ago, I took this class, another version of Kaufman FastTrac, and the person who actually brought me here was Angelo
Of
McBride.
course.
He used to work for the city of Columbia,
Special
South Carolina,
needs.
where I live
He
now,
offered it to me
and I had an
for
opportunity
free.
to
He
work
charged
for
me.
the city. And he saw my business acumen. He said, I think this class will be good for you. I took the class, and lo and behold, almost 5 years later, my company has grown enough to be able to be an affiliate with Kaufman and offer the class to you guys. So if you want to know how good the class is, take it from me. You know, I took the class some years ago, and now here we are able to be instructors. I got a little something on the board. I'm not going to ever write on the board because my handwriting is horrible. But for now, maybe Angelo will. But this is where we are. I Won't Starve Academy's inaugural FastTrac class 2020. So a little bit about myself. Most of y'all probably know me some way or another. But a little bit about me. Of course, I've been in business on and off for the last 20 years. But for the last 8 years, I've been a full-time entrepreneur. And I am now a internationally known or published photographer, commercial photographer. I work with companies like Nike. I work with Save the Children Foundation, as well as the National Guard and a host of other major companies. And I've started this beautiful company named I Won't Starve, which is my mantra. Then it became a book, and then it became my purpose. to go ahead and help other individuals like yourself to go ahead and be great entrepreneurs. Why did I decide to do that? Because I don't feel like I know I had enough help. Wasn't enough help out there? Yes. But I didn't have enough resources, or I didn't know about the resources to go and not have to step in so many landmines that I stepped in. So I said, why not create an opportunity for other people to step out and have it just a little bit easier than I have? So while I wait on Angelo, I want to kind of get you guys, I'm gonna mute myself so we don't have no feedback, but I'm gonna let everybody go and introduce themselves. It's very, very important for this, because one of the things we're gonna go through for 10 weeks is we're gonna have this peer-to-peer learning situation. It's not just about what I'm gonna be talking to you about, or Angelo, or any of the other people who wanna be in here. You guys have amazing businesses. Some people are already rocking and rolling with their businesses, and you can help each other more than we can actually help you. We have people on here from all over the country. We have people over here from Northern California, Southern California, Texas, South Carolina, Atlanta, New Jersey. I'm just looking at the screen at all these names popping up, and I can tell you what they are. We have people from Baltimore, DC. All these different places are in this class. So we're gonna have breakout sessions. Please take advantage of it. Talk to these people. People have an array of businesses, from trucking companies to consulting firms, to events, to social media, photography, some of everything. So this is how we work together. I'm still working with the people I went to class with over 5 years ago. Again, the person who put me in the class is actually here with me, co-facilitating. This is how this thing works. Angelo and I have worked on major projects. He's a professional. He's the person you want to talk to when you want to put a business plan together and you're trying to get a loan from a bank. So if you're trying to get $5 million from a bank, Angelo McBride is the person I would refer you to, because he's a specialist at putting together business plans and helping people get funding from major organizations. So if I need it, I'm gonna come to him and ask him to do it. But this was something I've learned and picked up through FastTrac. So we're gonna start with ladies first. So 1 second, my boss told me to wait. And y'all don't know, my wife, Emerald, she's my boss. And so she's really in control of everything that goes on.
Okay, I just want to make sure that everyone has received the link and is able to. Hanif, I saw that you already registered for FastTrac. You said no.
I am, but I think yeah, Singleton to send me over her link.
That was my fault.
You need the FastTrac link? I mean, you need the Zoom link?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll resend it.
That's
Okay.
my fault.
Emma, sorry, I knew we came on a few minutes later. What's the document that we're looking for, to be
You're
sure?
looking for the info from fasttrac.org. Email sent between last Wednesday and last night.
And is there a document attached to it that we need to get?
You're supposed to be registering. That's where all your class materials are.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Great.
I haven't got it yet. So can you send it to a different email? Because this one apparently is not receiving your.
Yeah, I sent it to Sean Dustin
Okay.
at yahoo.com.
Yeah, let me see if it came up. Yep, there it is. It got to that one.
Emerald's getting someone together. You ready?
I got it. Thank
Oh,
you.
he's talking to everybody.
Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear. Most of them muted me, but they can hear me. And I can read.
Turn you up.
Okay, can y'all hear me? Thumbs up, you can hear me? Okay, so let's get some introductions going on. And here's Angelo right here.
Is it buddy?
As he has his I Won't Starve shirt on. Another thing I've neglected to mention is that the difference in age groups. The difference in age groups is extremely important, because we have baby boomers on here, we have millennials on here, we have Gen Xers on here. And that's extremely important. So again, the wealth of knowledge that you have in the class. Angelo is a baby boomer. And I just made the millennial cut. So I think I'm more of a Gen Xer, but you know, this, you get a dichotomy of thought process, teaching skills, knowledge base. Angelo probably seen 1,000 of me through his career of helping business owners. So he was able to help me tremendously. So Angelo, you want to introduce yourself to everyone?
Yep, thank you. My name is Angelo McBride. Retired from government 28 years. The last 15 years were responsible for small business development, specifically working with small minority women-owned businesses, helping them to get loans, business development training. In fact, back in 2008, I was one of the lead staffer to help get the FastTrac off the ground with Billings Tech. After putting on about maybe about 10 classes, I think that's when I met Jay, and Jay actually, you know, graduated FastTrac, and I saw the great things he's done and encouraged him to do things beyond my imagination, and then here we are today. I spent many time in government just being able to help small businesses, and that has been my joy. I enjoy doing it, and I'm hoping through this course that I can say some things that will inspire you to take your lead and just go forward. I've seen so many businesses. I heard a lot of different things. I could probably tell you a lot of war stories and failures and successes and things that can really help you and on your journey. Okay.
All right, so I want to do some introductions so everybody, well, I want you to tell who you are, and I want to talk about your business. Just brief, you know, we don't have to have the whole elevator pitch. We'll get to that in the class, not today, but in one of our classes, we'll talk about your elevator pitch. Especially it's gonna be funny about an elevator pitch because social distancing, a lot of people are not in elevators these days together. So how do you do an elevator pitch with no elevator or with no networking function? So we're gonna go ahead and give it that. So we'll go with Ms. Thompson up top, because I was gonna go with Joanna first, but her husband stepped in. So I was going with the ladies, so.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Linda Thompson. I'm located in Fort Worth, Texas. I have been in various types of businesses, but basically a consultant, trainer, and in that arena. My market is the faith-based market. I work with churches to deal with leadership development, how to organize their operations, and do a lot of leadership training for officers. I'm glad to be here. Looking forward to a wealth of information. I'm retiring in 3 months from my government job, and we'll be looking at this as something that I have a passion for. And we'll be looking forward to build more of what I need to do here in the Fort Worth market. We've only been here for 3 years, so this is a brand new market for me. So it will be very good to get some tools that I can use to expand my consulting business. Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right. Now everybody, we got to do like the we got to say hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Hello.
Joanna.
Hi, I'm Joanna Lewis, and this is my husband, Robert Lewis. We work together as a team. We both work in IT currently, but as a business, he is a software developer.
Yeah, no, talk about you. I'll talk about you.
I'm a graphic designer, so anything related to websites, videos, I do a lot of creation, anything creative that I can get into is what I work on.
Yeah. And my name is Robert Lewis. I'm a software developer. Pretty much most of my clientele has been in the religious space, churches, nonprofits and stuff like that. But I want to expand my business away from just mainly churches. And so I'm really looking forward to this class to kind of see some different ideas as far as how to market myself and to just gain some more information from a business standpoint. So I'm looking forward to taking the class.
All right. Sean.
Hey, how are you? My name is, well, my real name is Sean Clark, but I go by Sean Dustin. I am a podcaster. I have a show called Nowhere to Go But Up. And that is basically what my brand is. I've just started the process of getting a nonprofit going. And that's going to be part of the brand as well for reentry, folks coming in from incarceration. I'm one of those individuals. So that's kind of where my passion is, and where the direction that I want to go in is that community that's pretty much underserved, in my opinion. From incarceration to criminal justice reform, prison reform, all of these issues are really at the root of some of the major problems that we're coming across in our country.
Where are you located, Sean?
I'm in the Bay Area, Northern California, San Francisco. By trade, I am a mechanical insulator, and I'm also a licensed drone pilot. So I do a lot of content creation like Joanna with drones, and I was in real estate aerial photography for a while. So, I mean, I do the whole gamut when it comes to content creation.
And I believe, thanks, Sean. And everybody say hi, Sean, and hi, Joanna. I forgot to do the hi for everybody. And I think Joanna is, and I think you guys are in Columbia too, right?
Yes, sir, we are, Columbia.
Okay. They're here in South Carolina. And it's important to know where everybody is because, again, making these relationships, the world's gotten very small since COVID happened. It was getting smaller anyway, but it's extremely small now, and you might have to make a phone call across the country and make a trip to actually, be able to feed your family. So we come down to Catherine.
Good afternoon. My name is Catherine Thompson. I am in Southern Cal, Riverside area. The business itself is kind of newer, building a brand, Cat Nicole. I have a YouTube channel, podcast, but essentially a life coach with emphasis on finances.
Okay, great. Hi, Cat.
Hi, Cat.
Hey, Cat.
Hey, Cat, how you doing?
Hey, hi, Cat.
Singleton. I think she's muted. Did she go blank on us? Okay, we'll come back to her. Keisha.
Okay. Hello, my name is Keisha Brown, and my husband Quinn. We're here in Columbia, South Carolina, and we are in the starting phases of our a new company, and it's environmental services, disinfecting residential homes and commercial properties.
Keisha and Quinn, everybody.
Hey, Keisha.
Hey, Keisha.
And
can we come back to you now? Because I think you blacked out. You were kind of frozen at one point. Singleton.
Oh, me? Yeah, my computer is horrible. So, hi, everyone. My name is Singleton Newman. I am in Atlanta, Georgia, new to Georgia at this time, just 30 days in. I am originally from Baltimore, Maryland. I currently, I'm a social media manager, and the name of my company is called New Hope Digital. My focus is to help small, medium, and large brands and businesses make life easier for them online. I also, in addition to being a social media manager and running an agency, that's my goal, is to build an agency with my social media management company. I'm also administrative director for JW Supreme Express, which is a trucking and logistics business in Atlanta, Georgia. And my business partner is also on the call today, and he'll talk more later. and I'm excited to be a part of this. So, yeah.
Hi, Singleton.
Hey, Singleton.
Hey, Singleton.
Hey, Singleton.
Rashid.
Hello, hello. How you doing, everyone? My name is Rashik Ellis. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. Currently, my business is in the city of Orange, New Jersey. I've been doing this for about 4 years now. I'm currently fighting crime at night after photography. And that's pretty much it. I do it from commercial all the way down to personal individual photo shoots. And I'm here so I can see how I can take my business to the next level.
Hi, Rashid. How
Hey,
you
Hi,
Rashid.
Rashid.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, Sheik?
We have Hanif Wynn.
Good afternoon, peace and blessings to everyone. I am Hanif Wynn, hailing from Atlanta, Georgia. I am the co-owner of JW Supreme Express, located here in Atlanta. We are a fleet that specializes in the drive-in side of trucking. And, really here, I'm so glad to be a part of this dynamic community and to learn more information. Looking forward to connecting with everyone that's on here and, looking to grow. So thank you for having me.
Hi, Hanif.
Hey, Hanif.
What's up,
Hey,
honey?
Hanif.
The chat is going, y'all. So if you guys don't know, go ahead in the chat. I see Singleton put up something, and she started off. She's a social media expert, so she already asked you guys to put your Instagram handles or social media handles in the chat so she can follow you guys. And you guys do the same. So this is how this starts. And this is why we want to get to know everybody. So we want this. By the time 10 weeks, you're gonna know us more than you know some of your family members. Trust me, I know. So this is what this is about. Desmond.
Oh, sorry about that. I was writing in the chat. What's up, everybody? Desmond Pittman. I'm in Newark, New Jersey. My current business is I train kids in basketball. I do skill drill training, and I do physical training also. I'm working on my certification in physical training, and that's basically what I'm doing right now, as well as looking to run my camp again. I also ran the basketball camp under the same LLC, which is Shooting for Health. That's what I train under also. I do personal.
Hi, Desmond.
Hey,
Hey,
Desmond.
Desmond.
What's up, Des?
What's up, everybody?
We have Jamani Bradford. Affectionately, I call him B.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm Jamani Bradford. I'm the co-founder of Engage, Enrich, Empower Youth Project up here in the DMV, Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. It's great to meet and see all of you guys finally. I've been in education for about 25 years. We started our nonprofit about 2 years ago in 2018. Our main focus is to pull out all of the great talent that our young people have, whether it be in STEM, whether it be in business or entrepreneurship, whether it be in equestrian, bowling, any type of sport. We're there to mentor them to make sure they get the best out of them. Yeah, I saw you, Mr. Lewis. I think that's your name. Yeah, we're really trying to get into that area because here in this area, we actually have a place called Showplace Arena where a lot of the equestrian goes on, and minorities are underrepresented in that area. So we want to make sure our children are learning about their heritage, because when you look back, there are a lot of Black and Hispanic cowboys and things of that nature who have been ranchers, bull riders, all that type of stuff. And our kids really don't know that that history exists. So these are the things that we're tapping into up here in the DMV.
Amazing, amazing. Everybody say hi, Jamani.
Hi, Jamani.
Hi, Jamani.
Hey, Jamani.
I'm originally from DC, so I'm familiar. I'm
Oh,
home.
okay, you're in Baltimore now, right? I think I heard.
I just moved to Atlanta. I was in Baltimore in August.
Oh, you down in my second home. I'm a graduate of Morehouse College. Yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna make somebody smile on there. So, Claudia.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Oops, wait, I don't know why this is
You
doing
want
this.
me to food? Is the pork chops for dinner?
I know, I'm trying to switch the camera. Oh, here it is. Sorry, multitasking. Hi, everybody. I'm Claudia McMillan, and I'm in Columbia, South Carolina. This looks horrible. What's going on with my camera? Right now, I work in HR. My little side business right now is Poshmark on my car. I actually sell on there. But I'm looking to focus on being a trainer in customer service. So I haven't decided how I'm going to do that, but I'm glad to be on here. Thanks for the invite, Jay, and look forward to our sessions.
Great, great. Hi, Claudia.
Hi,
Hello.
Claudia.
She's a
Hello.
California girl too. So
Hey, Claudia.
you have two other people here that's in California. Claudia, she's from the Valley, right, Claudia? Yep, she's from the Valley. And she's in here gracing her presence with her presence here in South Carolina. So forgive me if I don't say his name correctly. Shaitan Smith, and correct me right now so I can make sure I'm not wrong the rest of the nights. No, not available. Okay, let's move on to Antoine. Voice. No. Going once. Going twice. See, I saw something. Okay, so we'll get back to them if they can come back. And please check in the chat, you guys. You guys have got the chat going. I love that. This is how you guys get a chance to. Where did that echo come from out of nowhere?
I took my stuff off mute. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure everyone received obviously you're on Zoom. Did everyone receive the FastTrac link? Thumbs up. All right. Ready?
So for my people that's not married, y'all know this is what happens. They can just take over anytime and you just got to be quiet. So you just got to deal with that. And it's okay. It's okay, I promise you. 14 years in, you all right. I mean, I'm going in the right direction. So yeah, again, I will get back to the rest of the individuals. Thank you guys for participating in that exercise. If we were in a class, I would be all up and down the aisle talking to y'all, making jokes, probably have food and everything like that. So I'm trying to make the most out of this social distancing space. Even Angelo and I got a 6-foot table that we sitting on. But we're trying to make it work. But we're gonna have fun. We do want you to use the chat. We want you to raise your hand with that. If you don't know, if you ever used Zoom before, you have the raise the hand connection there. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. Put the coffee button in there to let everybody know you took a break. But I made it so we only have an hour and a half. So it's not gonna be a long period of time. These classes usually are 3 hours. But I wouldn't do that to nobody on the computer like this. So an hour and a half, and then we can let you go ahead back to your families. Again, I wanted you guys to get to know each other, hear what everybody's doing. Right now, take advantage of it tonight. Somebody heard about graphics. Everybody's starting a business. Somebody needs graphics. Somebody needs a website. Some people are consultants on here. Some people are talking about faith-based scenarios. You have 2 different people who's talking about doing faith-based work. So there's a connection. This is what this is about. That peer-to-peer learning, the networking. You can't go to a place and just network like we used to be able to do in the beginning of this year. Take advantage of this right here. So you have 10 weeks of learning about what people are doing all across the globe. At least this part of the globe, our country. We'll get international before long, but right now you have people on each side of this country, and take advantage of it. Please do. We're going to get into some things talking about your characteristics. So if you guys had got the email and you were able to get into your FastTrac situation, all your information, we talked about taking the leap. Now, some of you guys have already taken the leap. So we talked about Rashid, who said he was in business for 4 years. I know he's thinking about going full time. We talked about that before offline. And so that's a leap for him. You have, I see Antoine. How you doing, Antoine? I want to come to you in a second. Let you introduce yourself to everyone.
How you doing, sir?
So go ahead, Antoine. Let everybody know what your business is and introduce yourself and where you're located.
I am from Newark, New Jersey. My name is Antoine Boyce. I am a poet, and I'm trying to create. I have a website created, but I really don't know what to really how to. Like, I still don't have the clear idea for what it's supposed to bring to the table yet. But it's a website for poets and artists of the melanin community to be able to express themselves. That's kind of where it's at right now.
Great, great. I promise you will have a clear idea before you got this class.
Thank you, sir.
I promise you. I think probably tonight somebody on here can help you out before long. So put your information in the chat so that you can follow some of your classmates and y'all can connect outside of this, and we'll be able to keep you going. So this is the class agenda. Of course, we already talked about who we are, but again, I'm just talking about some of the expectations and some of the housekeeping. Again, you can step away. This is adult learning, so you don't have to sit in front of the computer the whole time. If you have to chastise a kid, you know, I get it, because you were sitting in the house with them all day long and it's still driving you crazy. Cut the camera off, because I don't want that part recorded. And you know, step away, get you a coffee, get you something to drink, do what you need to do. This is adult learning. So again, you don't have to ask for permission. We totally understand. And you know, we definitely want class participation. Again, just raise your hand. If you can't do it inside of the Zoom connection, just do one of these things like you land the plane and we'll see you and I'll come to you. That's fine. Of course, we talked about your name, your business idea. We're going to get into your expectations of the program a little bit deeper, but you guys told what you're trying to do and what you're trying to get, especially Antoine. I really love that, because that's what we know. We want to see the help. We can see how we help you, because if you kind of have a clue in the next three classes now what to do with it, then you know that this class actually helped you. So we want to go ahead and do that. So now that we have the screen share, we're going to go into talking about your characteristics. So go to your ideate. If you're in that point, go to your ideate module, and you'll be going into taking a leap. And so underneath that, you'll see the entrepreneurial lifestyle. I'm trying to run two different machines here, so y'all forgive me. And so right now we're talking about y'all taking the leap, but now we're going to talk about your characteristics of entrepreneurs. Now, somebody can help me out. What do you think some of the characteristics are of entrepreneurs, more importantly, successful entrepreneurs? What are some of those traits you feel like you should need to have?
People skills.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna get up a little bit because I'm not gonna write on anything, so I have horrible handwriting, but I don't want to sit down. Go ahead, somebody else?
Takers.
Say that?
Risk takers.
Like him.
Perseverance.
You said experience?
Perseverance.
Perseverance, yes, definitely. One more person.
Charisma.
Yeah?
Charisma.
Charisma. Okay, cool. So even my introverts, because we got introverts in here. So some people don't want to talk to people. Some people don't like to talk to people, but they like to make money. And some people don't like their boss. We got some people right about to retire that's on here. And, you know, that's 20, 30 years of not having to go and ask nobody for the money. All you gotta do is just show up to work. You know, what do we say for them? That's going to be hard with that charisma piece, but I think that charisma is definitely a good situation. So this is one of the ones I think that we're going in order. So basic money management skills and knowledge. You all agree with that one?
Yep.
Say it again.
It's right there on the screen. Basic money management skills and knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that was common sense, right? But how many of y'all know common sense ain't common?
Yeah.
So we wanted the money, and we want to make the money, but we don't know how to manage it. We don't have the skills and knowledge about it. Some of us don't even have a business bank account. We just take the money and throw it all together, and you know, to say, hey, it's my money, I'm going to spend it. I got the new Jordans, or you know, I got to buy my wife that whatever she asked me for, that new bag and things like that. I say that stuff is not a joke because I did it. I did it. And so, you know, it's very, very important to know about that stuff. Somebody talk self-motivation. Do you guys know any other type of motivation?
Failure.
Fear.
Yes.
Say what? Singleton? Good job, Sean. Singleton, you said something?
I said yes.
Oh. The funny thing is, this is truly the only kind of motivation there is. Think about it, my church people here. We have church folk in here. You can get that good word on Sunday, right? They're gonna preach you until you stand up, you can come, you're gonna join the church and everything, but you gotta go back out to the world soon as you leave. And it's something gotta be in you that's gonna make you keep going and living what you heard that Sunday. And so you gotta develop that self-motivation, because at the end of the day, what I tell people all the time is that it doesn't get any easier. You just have to get stronger. You know, so whatever you went through last year is gonna come back again. The problem is that you're so strong, you don't even feel it no more. But it's not that it's not happening anymore. The world's still spinning, same garbage is still happening, but you've grown to a level where as though you're better, and but that takes that motivation. And it's a thing that you got to have within you. So I speak, but I can get you pumped up, pump and prime you a little bit, but it got to be what you do to take you to go to the next level.
You have to have a passion for it.
Definitely. Now, once you go into business, you have to understand what you offer. If some of you been to some of my trainings, you saw what I talked about when I talk about market research. And I put a video out, and I probably bring it in here so you guys can see. It's very funny, because some people feel so great about what they do, they feel like they can offer it to anybody. And they feel like, you know, it's for everybody. But if somebody asks you, what do they call it, your unique value proposition, what is it that you offer? You got to be able to know that it's you, or it's this product that you made, or it's this invention that you have, or this knowledge that you have that nobody else has. You have to be able to pinpoint it that specific. So I like how I'm gonna go back to Catherine when she talked about what she was doing. She said she's a life coach, but she's specifically talking about money. Some people leave it there and say, life coach. Okay, what is that? You know, that could be anything. You know, so you talk about people who just mad at the world, or you know, people who have relationship issues. What are we talking about? But her unique value proposition was, we talking about money. Does that make sense to y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's called niching down.
Exactly. Knowing how to network. Now, Singleton jumped right on and say, hey, everybody put your social media, put your platform in here in the chat. That's a savvy networker right there. But I'm going to teach you guys something about being the cheese. And people who've taken my classes before understand what I mean about being the cheese. If you successfully networking, you're putting yourself in a position where everybody's your customer, you have no competition. How many of you guys know what that looks like? So I'll give you an example, how I met Angelo McBride. I'm in a DOT function, so anybody know what DOT is, Department of Transportation. And you have all of these contractors trying to get work with DOT. They want to get a contract in trucking, construction, some everything. And they look at this guy, and he has a table, and I'm a photographer, and I have this camera, and I got this computer up with these pictures scrolling. And everybody's saying, what are you doing here? Because they're not expecting a photographer to be at a DOT function. However, I can work with DOT, and I actually left out of there with 7 appointments with the people who were trying to get work from DOT. So all of them was my clients. So a lot of times we try to be in the place where people that look like us or have the same type of business, that's the place you go to learn. That's not the place you go to network. The place you go to network to make your money, you need to go where nobody is your competition. Everybody is your client or is your potential client. I promise you, you'll save a lot of time, which is sometimes more important than the money. Somebody said this already, take risks. This is probably one of the scariest parts for everybody. But how many of you guys know that it's a risk not to take a risk? Somebody raise their hand if they know that. It's a risk not to take a risk. Let me show you what that example is. If you got I had an apartment when I was in college, it cost $400. That same apartment right now costs 7 something, a 1-bedroom. So if I never grew and I just stayed in that 1-bedroom apartment, and I never got a better job or a better income, I wouldn't have been able to afford the same apartment I was living in. Because it was going to everything was going to grow out of me anyway. Inflation. We live in America. So not trying to take a risk, not trying to better yourself, not trying to grow, you're going to be left behind. Even saving your money underneath the mattress is not going to help you because it's not going to be worth what it was years from now. So you have to take a risk. And a risk might not, some people don't want to do entrepreneurship, but it has to be in something. But it's a risk not taking a risk. Somebody talk about passion. Now, I like passion, but some of our people love this word too much. Why is that? Why I say that? Somebody tell me why is passion something you can't love so much?
Because it'll get in the way of your focus.
You get in the way of your focus? Okay, Sean. Rashid, tell me. I can see you on the camera. Why do you think passion is something you shouldn't fall in love with?
Well, I'll revert back to something you said. You said in the beginning when I first started doing photography. The first thing you told me was don't have gas, which was what did you call it? Gear
syndrome.
Correct. So that was the first thing I thought about. So for me, it took a minute for me to get to this point where I'm at because I had to make sure that I didn't have gas for sure because I didn't want to make a mistake and invest all that money and then become bored with it. But the cool thing about me, and I tell this to everybody that has a business or that's in love with doing something outside of the norm, if you don't love it, then you shouldn't be doing it. And I'm a real big fan of that saying because without the love, there is no passion. So you're going to get bored, you're going to go throw it away, and then you're going to waste your time and probably time of other people that probably invested into you. So for me, I'm way past the passion part. I'm in love with what I do,
Yeah.
So.
And you're right, because, us married folk, when I make my wife upset, it's only the love that keeps her around. It was just the passion she'd have left already, right? So I pulled up the definitions. I didn't know about heart, but the definition of passion is a strong and barely controllable emotion. And this is the reason why I say you don't fall in love with the passion portion of it, because you have to lose control of something in order to be passionate about it. And that shouldn't last through the life of what you do. It's only for those moments when it doesn't look right and all common sense. You need to remove all the common sense before you make this move. So that person that's probably on the verge of walking out of their job, or that person who's always saw people in business fail, but you say, hey, I'm going to take the shot myself. Passion is to get you through that hard time. I tell people, don't passion yourself into the poorhouse, because sometimes things that you're passionate about, you can do for free. You know, just because you love concerts don't mean you need to be a concert promoter. Don't do that to yourself. You're going to soil the thing that you love because you're trying to make money out of it. Because what's going to happen, you're going to lose control. That's only supposed to be a short-term emotion. Nobody want to lose control for a long period of time. That can land you somewhere where you don't want to be. So you need passion to be in business, but you don't need passion to stay in business. It's very, very important. You need to put that in your back pocket, so when things get rough, you pull that out. That's just like I'm dating myself, but that's when you pop out with his spinach. You know, Pop jumped before he ate the spinach. You know, you got the spinach when he was, in a tough time, right? Yeah. So pull that passion out in the tough time. Don't have that the whole time, because you're going to be out of control. And I stay on that because we do that a lot to ourselves. And so I don't want to just go there and just brush past that. Yes, I hope you're passionate about it, but some things just make sense. And I want you to do the things that make sense. Some doctors don't love being doctors, but it make the money that affords them to do the things that they're passionate about. And sometimes that makes sense. Some people on your jobs, you might not like it, but it affords you to live the way you want to live. And that's okay. Sometimes make things that make sense is good. Common sense is great. It's God-given. What's your name? This is my favorite. This is the last one, and this is my favorite. Flexibility. If you don't have flexibility, you don't need to be in business. Because everything that will go wrong, go wrong. My older people here knows, more seasoned people, I'll say, know what Murphy's Law is. Murphy gonna show up whether you want him to or not. I promise you. Somebody in here started a business, had a Murphy Law experience. Somebody want to share their experience, because we got to grow from somebody else's testimony. Somebody share their Murphy Law experience. Go ahead, Sean.
Started a drone business, a real estate aerial photography drone business. Had no idea anything about business. I just thought I'd turn my my hobby into a way to make money, not realizing that when you start a business, it's a full-time job marketing yourself when you don't have any customers or clients or anything like that. And so I flailed about. I tried to market myself as a photographer for real estate. Big mistake, because when somebody that actually knew about photography called me on it, not knowing how to do certain things and like change the lighting and this and that, it was a pretty big gut check to realize that, oh yeah, maybe I probably shouldn't be even doing this, because I don't have any idea what I'm doing. So but I mean, you have to go through that sometimes to learn, learn your place, or actually to humble yourself to realize that just because you can do something doesn't mean you should be doing it.
Amen. Amen. Hanif, where you at?
I'm right here, man.
I hear your Murphy experience.
Oh my goodness, man. Okay, so we're gonna go back to I think like 2 years ago, and I've got my first truck, and I'm driving it off the lot, and I'm driving it back to Atlanta. Now at this time, I was like one of the last people to get the truck, so it was pretty late. I got back. I'm on the road. I start seeing lights flickering on the truck, and I mean, as soon as I get off of 85, and get to where I parked the truck at, the truck just cuts off completely. Now, mind you, I just got the truck off the lot. It's cold, you know. I'm like, this can't be happening. You know, I just bought the truck. I'm infuriated. And, you know, the little bit of change that I did have in the reserve, I had to exhaust all of it because, you know, I ended up having to go to repairs. And that's something that I didn't expect to happen. However, you know, just like you said, you know, you got to bounce back from it. You know, we was able to patch some things up and make it work, but that was a very unexpected cost, very unexpected feeling to have. And you know, you get a sense of emptiness inside. You just bought something brand new and then your lights on your dashboard look like Christmas morning, you know? So, yeah, man.
And, you know, I know your story. That's why I wanted you to say it, because this is a guy said, if you're not a real entrepreneur, if you haven't sold any of your goods, your worldly possessions to be in business. But we all have something in common. We all going through COVID. I guess I'm gonna call it COVID 20 now, because 19 way over and 20 almost over. So we're all going through COVID. And so in March, no matter if you had a regular job or you were in business, everybody had to be flexible. Everybody had to, you know, deal something with their kids. You know, maybe not going into work, or if you are going to work, you got to wear a mask. You're doing something that you wasn't doing before, and you had to, you know, go ahead and move on with it. Some people didn't get any more money. I know personally, this is serious. I've literally lost thousands upon thousands of dollars. We had a major event coming up 2 weeks before. I mean, after that was happening, we had 200 people coming. We had an event. It was called the Perfect Partnership. And you know how many refunds I had to give back? And you know, we still haven't gotten our deposit back from the caterer. We got to find them something to use her with. But when are we going to go ahead and set up something for 200 people? You know, so we're going to have to create like 7 events to get that money back for that. You know what I'm saying? So this is the type of stuff that happens. And if you go back on my social media timeline, you'll see these events being promoted. I got sponsors. They want their money back. We had to give them back money. All type of things. We had people who flying in from different places to go ahead and speak. And all this in the blink of an eye had to go away. And then they say, you know what? You're not going to work. And you know what? Your kids got to stay home with you. And you can't be around nobody. You have to be flexible. In entrepreneurship and in business, this is going to happen. I don't care what it is. Some people are better than others. Some people can handle it a little better. You might have a 9 to 5. And so you have a little bit of reserve so you can mask it. And it don't look like it's that bad. But trust me, it's going to happen. Do you have enough passion? You know, do you have enough intestinal fortitude? Do you have what it takes for this situation? If you don't, you know, I don't say it's for you. I say that you need to take time and really find that thing that you are passionate enough about, that you can be willing to lose control and you're willing to not lose some of your common sense and push past something like this. Because we look like crazy people when we do this, but we are. We are. Everybody who's done something amazing in this world was looked at as crazy to somebody. A lot of times it's family members. A lot of times it's friends. A lot of times it's because it's not because they don't love you. They just don't understand. You're speaking a different language. Some people, oh, he always talking about this business stuff. Oh, he always talking about this grand idea. I want to take these pictures. I'm going to be interviewing these people. They don't see that because that's not their vision. That vision wasn't given to them. It was given to you. So you have to be flexible. That's my #1 characteristic that you have to have as an entrepreneur. If you're a parent, you definitely know what that looks like. Because so many unexpected things happen with your children. And so you had to deal with that. So parenting helps you because that business is your second child. Any questions or comments or concerns?
Good.
So which one of y'all, which one of you guys see your favorite characteristic out of those 7? Or more importantly, which one you struggle with the most? Because we're trying to help you. So which one you struggle with the most?
Catherine here, I'll jump in. Right now, I'm focusing on identifying what I offer and understanding what I offer, especially in the different arenas that I want to play, if you will.
Okay. What are some of those arenas you want to play in? Because I think you said it clearly that you want to focus on finances. So what arenas do you want?
Well, most of my experience, my hands-on experience right now is within the religious realm. So I serve as a church administrator and am able to oversee finances, but I handle all the benevolence. Basically, I'm the COO and CFO of our church. So I have a lot of experience in that way. And then some personal stuff where I, help people with their finances. But I don't believe that the church is as well respected as it should be in terms of understanding that it is a business. So the coming out into the real world, if you will, but then also growing beyond my own church in terms of the church walls. That part's a little bit easier in terms of understanding, but then it kind of gets into the nuances of what distinguishes me from a Crown Financial, Dave Ramsey, Michelle Singletary, the Budgetista, and all these other people you have out there.
Nothing separates you from them besides people just know their name. But because everybody has their own, ideas of how they do it. So Dave Ramsey is definitely not Susie Orman and vice versa. So at the end of the day, I would say immediately, the easiest way to get into another realm is to give. And you learn that better in church. So when you go to the other community and say, hey, I know you're doing this, let me help you with your finances at no cost. And if you turn somebody's finances around, there's your advertisement right there. And people take other people's advertisement more so than you just put it on a flyer. So if somebody told you, you turned their finances around from they were in the toilet and now they're a profitable business because of you, that immediately helps you out without you even having to even say anything. So a couple of those, I used to do that when I started with my pictures. I brought all my best friends together and took pictures of all their families so nobody had to ask me for nothing for free. I did it all in one day. And so now I have a whole portfolio of family images. When I wanted to do pictures of kids in high school, I took sweet 16 pictures of the girls at the church for free and put it out there so I didn't have to ask nobody for that. So it was always contained. But I served with them and they created my portfolio. And so when I went to other people, I was able to show them that this is what I was doing. And then I didn't have to put it out there that I'm doing free work. So that's a real quick, easy way for you to spread out to another community. Just serve, but we learn that best in church about service if we're doing church properly. So you know how that works. So just go ahead and serve in another community and it immediately come back tenfold. Does that help, Kat?
Absolutely.
All right. Somebody else before we move on to Angelo?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Desmond.
Self-motivation and networking. I think for me, I think those are problems because it's just me doing what I do. And I don't have nobody else around me even going in my direction. I don't want to sound no ways, but it's more common people around me than people that's trying to, let me say, step outside the box. So, and I guess networking to find the people that do the things that I do.
Yeah. So, okay. So again, I know the networking piece, again, that serving comes into that as well. So, because you got to go to where the people are that you want to serve, you want to work with and serve in that capacity so they know what you're doing. Your work is your best salesperson, but the self-motivation part, you got to get small wins. You got to get small wins. A lot of people, failure can motivate you. Sometimes a failure can motivate you not to ever do what you wanted to do again as well. It's a special type of person to fail and keep doing the same thing that you were doing until you get it right. Everybody don't have that in them, but you take the small wins. So if you got a small job and somebody's paying you $10 to train them a session and you really want to get it to 100, but celebrate the $10. celebrate that and treat it like it's $100. Treat them like they paid you $100 a session, and then give them some things. Keep serving them, and ask them. Say, hey, would you be my poster child? Would you take some pictures for me? Would you allow me to go ahead and put you on my Instagram? And you know how it is when you give somebody something. They go, most Bible people are in here. So you know when Jesus did something for somebody and he told them to be quiet, they never shut up. It was the #1 advertisers. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the people who do want to help you out, take full advantage of them. Give them that service. Give them that VIP service and act like they paid you $100 or $1,000 until you can get to that point and move on from there. So we're going to move on to the next part of this. We're talking about determining your personal vision. So this is going into some of this. Some of you guys already know what your vision is. Some of you guys working in your vision. But it's important to know this, because if you don't have a full a destination, any place to get you there. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know you're taking a trip to New York, wherever you get on the plane, whenever they drop you off at, you land in your destination. So you have to actually know what your personal vision is and where you want to go. And this gentleman helped me do that some years ago coming in here. I think he'll be able to help you tremendously with yours.
Okay, well, let's dive right into it. Let's talk about vision. Who can tell me what you think a vision is? How do you, as an entrepreneur, what do you really think a vision is? What is a vision?
Goal.
Okay, someone said goal?
Yeah, goal, long-term goal, short-term goal, what it's going to look like, how you're going to get to where you want to go.
Okay.
Where you see yourself.
Where you see yourself. Okay.
I think a vision is a picture of a desired future.
Oh, excellent. Gotcha. Anyone else?
Seeing the end result before it even happens.
Oh, well, you must be in the military.
No,
no military.
Yeah, I think the vision is. Somebody else talking?
Desmond, go ahead.
No, I was saying I think the vision is more so like the blueprint for how things are going to go. The steps that you're going to have to go through.
There you go. Anyone
to
else?
Get to the goal.
Love it.
Anyone else?
I was going to say it's a roadmap, but I think we're all saying about the same thing. It's giving you directions.
Yeah, thank you, Linda. All of y'all exactly right. It's not just one answer about the vision. Again, you the entrepreneur, you know where you want to go. Okay. So you got to look back and say, I call it backwards planning. In the military, what we used to do is to look further down the road, 5, 10, 20 years down the road. It's okay, what do you want to do? Okay, then we take the backwards planning approach. We're going to see the vision. Now we're going to back up and say, okay, how do we going to get there? And then we're going to map out. And that's sort of really how it forms your goal in terms of how you want to get there. And so having that vision, it tells you, hey, I'm open-minded with where I want to go, where and how I want to get there, what that end looks like. But without a vision, I know entrepreneurs who will start a business without a vision. That first vision, sometimes they start say, hey, I want to go into business. Well, that's not really a vision. That's more of a goal. So that vision got to translate to where you want to see this company be in 5 years, in 10 years. It's going to talk more about where you want to type of company you want to have. It's going to be a lifestyle type business, or just going to be, a business where you want to grow and then make money. So those visions going to have to be from you, and how you establish it and how you get there is going to be critical. But I think someone said, I think it's in the Bible, talk about a person who doesn't have no vision of man, he's probably going to perish. I'm paraphrasing, but without a vision, where would your company go? What would happen without a vision? Anyone?
No direction.
No direction. That's it. So you as the entrepreneur, you were setting that tone, you setting that direction, you know where you want to go. And then they said something about earlier about risk and about being flexible. Well, within that vision on that journey, guess what? All those things are going to come into play. You're gonna have risk there. You're gonna have to sort of, how do I mitigate that risk doing that in that vision journey? When I see where we're gonna go, there's gonna be some bumps, there's gonna be some challenges, there's gonna be some failures, there's gonna be a time you wanna quit or whatever. But at the end of the day, you still gotta put together and say, hey, I'm still gonna make this thing through because I got a vision. Those things are gonna happen on your road as an entrepreneur as you grow. Not just a small company, large company. Everyone's gonna feel those things. There's gonna be financial pinches. There's gonna be a point where you don't have necessarily where the customer base is not gonna be there. You're gonna open a business in a different location. All of a sudden, you think it's gonna go well here. You got to change, but your vision, you still see it, and you'll be able to as you move up there. And as we go and shift to the goal setting, you're gonna see what I'm talking about when you start establishing these goals. Because I'm gonna use these those. Okay, so if you go, let's go down to determine your professional goals. This is where I believe the meat and potatoes are gonna come into the things. As a goal without a plan is just a wish. That's exactly what it is. If you don't have a plan, you plan to fail. So what are the personal goals that you as an entrepreneur should have in place? What are some of those personal goals you're supposed to have? Could you answer that for me? I had an emergency earlier, I'm sorry. What were those personal goals as an entrepreneur you should think about as you start your entrepreneur journey? Types of goals you should set.
Realistic.
Okay. Anyone else?
Short term, long term.
Right.
Intermediary.
Yeah. Okay, so when you sit down, you talk about, go ahead, Senator.
I'm sorry, something you can measure?
Exactly, right. So you can use that with that method called the SMART method, right? Being specific about your goal, and then you want to make sure it can be measurable, attainable, right? You also want to make sure it's relevant, and then you also want to make sure it's timing that you actually establish your goal. So let's go into on your dashboard. You should be able to see what it says, a reality check. Anyway, everyone see that on your dashboard?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is under determine your professional goals.
And the reason why I want you to go there because there's some questions that we want to answer, right? We want you to write those down. When you write those down, go ahead and hit the save button. And when you hit the save button, look on down the week, down the road, 10 weeks later on, you'll be able to see how those will be relevant to you. You know what to do that?
If you are in the ideate module, you go to ideate, and then it's underneath the entrepreneurial lifestyle, and you go down, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones that say determining your professional goal, and you'll click on that one and you'll see it. So you'll be in ideate first, and you'll with your overview, and you go to where it say the entrepreneurial lifestyle, and then down there on the left-hand side, you determine your professional goals. You click on that one, and then underneath that, you'll see where your reality check is. And
you give me a thumbs up if you find it. If you see what we're talking about.
Okay.
Got one, got two.
Joanna, Catherine, Singleton. Would you like me to read it?
Yeah. Anyone else got it?
Sean got it.
Okay. So now, if you're there are gonna be some questions I'm gonna ask you, right? And then I want you to be able to just go ahead and just follow on over here, write them down because it's gonna be important later on, weeks later. Okay. So in terms of as you start your business entrepreneur, and we talk about social interaction, all right? There's some things you gotta have to know about yourself when you start trying to develop these goals. Do you like to work alone or do you like working as a team? You know, those things will be key because if you a guy just like to work alone, you don't like to be a lot of people around you. And like I guess Sean, you probably by yourself right now with the drones.
Oh yeah, drones in the the podcast is interviews. So I mean, I'm always talking to other people. But I mean, as far as like the whole process of doing a podcast, from editing to social media marketing to content marketing, all of that stuff is being done by me right now.
Yeah, and how do you feel about having that flexibility? You can work alone, you can work with somebody, or
I'm looking for people that I can bring in to start doing certain aspects of it to free up some more space for time for me to be able to do other things. Because right now I don't have a whole lot of time to do much.
Okay. All right. So I want to get you in the point of when you start setting your goals, right? There are some things you as an entrepreneur are going to have. That social interaction is going to be key, because if you're going to have employees, for example, or if those employees, are you going to be hands-on with those particular employees, or are you just going to be the CEO in the room and you're just going to direct and you're just going to tell them, or are you just going to be the person who says, I want to do it by myself? So the question is, what type of in your goal setting, how does that relate to you? What are you going to be doing with that? So one of the questions you're going to ask is, do I want to have frequent contact with colleagues and peers? And then, so how frequent? Okay. Can you get in there and type in the answer to that? What we ask in your on your module?
I am trying to see it. Hold on a second. I thought I had the right spot. Determining your personal vision, determining your professional goals, assessing your ideas.
Yeah, determining your professional goals is the one you should click on, Sean.
All right.
Yeah. Now, this is all about your business now. The question that we're asking, because it's going to shape in terms of you thinking about your goals in mind. Okay. So let's look at it from a goal standpoint. You start shaping your goal, your vision is going to be developing. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
So here's another question. How involved do I plan to be in our daily operations? That's a question you can go ahead and type in, or anyone who want to talk about that. Do you anticipate having a team?
At some point, I'd like one.
Okay.
I'd like it to fit in with my nonprofit, to where I'm actually teaching people how to become podcasters and using that as another leg of your business, because it's what I've found is just coming in as a podcast, you're not, unless you already have a following, you're just coming in from scratch and you're nobody. So you have to build your audience. And so teaching somebody how to build an audience and everything that's involved with it to add to another aspect of the business that you're trying to create, you need to have a bunch of different legs, like a blog, a podcast, a book. All these things kind of work in conjunction with each other. So in order to do all that, it's going to take a team. So,
okay. So out of this, how would you pull a goal out of that? How would you pull a goal out of what you just said, Sean? Now keep in mind that we talk about planning. We also talk about goal setting. We also talk about that vision. So looking at 5 to 10 years, what are those things that you need to start setting goals and say, hey, I got to have a goal to do this here by this particular time. You want to make sure it's measurable, it's attainable, it's relevant. What will be a goal in that, what you just said?
Well, what would definitely help facilitate it is to learn how to not, I have to have control of everything, because I don't trust that other people are going to do it the way that I want it done.
Okay. All right, that's it.
So I need to learn how to start delegating to people and learning how to trust people to help me, to help myself.
Okay. All right. Now keep that in mind. Now hold on to that. Okay. Now let's talk about knowing your strength and knowing your weakness. Okay. So what skills might you need? Now this is going to be a key question you need to write down. What skills might I need to bring to the table? All right. You as an entrepreneur, you're starting off, and I think some people said one of the young ladies, I think she worked in IT. Joanna, she worked in IT. So off the bat, I'm assuming Joanna, I think she was going to do graphic design.
Yeah, she's graphic design. Yep.
So those two tie in together. Am I right, Joanna?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Okay, so you brought to the table some strength. So what are those strengths you brought to the table with as an entrepreneur?
The strength as an entrepreneur.
using your expertise and your strength.
Okay. I mean, I'm a graphic designer, and web designer, so I can produce anything creatively that someone might need to be able to market their business. What else do we need?
Yeah.
And I work in IT, so I also manage, if you need digital signage, you want specifics like that.
So she knows how to take a person's vision out of their head and put it into a format to where they can see it visually.
Right. But her background is in IT, that which helped her with being that graphic design piece.
Right.
Right. Now,
yes.
Someone who doesn't know anything about nuclear science and trying to open a business about nuclear science, where is that person's expertise?
In nuclear science.
Right. That person doesn't have any. So what you bring to this table, you bring in your strength to the table as an entrepreneur, right? And you're going to build on that. That is part of your success story right there off the bat. You bring in something to the table as opposed to someone starting a business, don't have no clue how to be a mechanic, for example, but yet they want to start a business. So there's a weakness right there because they don't have that. Is that correct?
Okay. Yes, I thought so.
You want to talk about? So that I want to use you because I wrote what you were doing down as opposed to you being have your strength.
But also, it goes back to what Sean was saying as well, is that because he doesn't know how to do so many things, and he's trying to learn how to do so many things at the same time as run his business, it slows him up from growing. So he has to learn how to do social media marketing. He has to learn how to do this, that, and the third, so that he can grow his business. And you're basically an artist. And I know from being an artist, you need time to do your art. And you can't be an artist and be in your head and be doing all this other stuff and then go back and say, okay, I got to market now to somebody else. That takes you all off of your vibe. You have some people, you talked about Linda, who's been doing church. That's your skill set. You already know how to do that. So we're going a little bit ahead. Y'all going to learn more about this in a couple classes talking about SWOT analysis.
Right.
And we're really going to get you guys to do like a SWOT analysis of yourself and your business. So you know anybody know what the SWOT analysis is? Okay, so that abbreviation of that is SWOT, is SWOT, and that's your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And so in a couple classes down, we're going to go over those, and everybody's going to need to know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, the opportunities for your business, and what are the threats to your business. This is how you go out into the world knowing, because you need to know your weaknesses more than anybody else do. So we got to go ahead and face that, So go ahead, Angela.
Yeah. So what I was driving at is being able to get you to understand your skills, okay, and your expertise, and you apply those to your goals setting process, right? Don't need to start planning on the road and making your vision, and you don't have what it requires you to obtain that vision or obtain that goal. Having those expertise only help you obtain the goal. Okay, that was the point I'm trying to drive home. Now, as an entrepreneur, they talk about job security. You talk about your future professional goals. All right. So with job security, one of the young ladies, I forgot her name now, she said she retired in 3 months.
That's Linda.
Okay. So as an entrepreneur, there's some security there. I see it because, for those who are working on a job and say, well, I want to start an entrepreneurship, well, you're leaving something that's secured. I.e., when I was working with government for 20 years, every day I waked up, went to work. Hey, I got my check came in 2 weeks. I got my full benefits. I had everything, right? Didn't have to worry about it. But now when you jump into that entrepreneurship, guess what? Things begin to change. You're going to now have to establish your own security, all right? There's some things that you have to be mindful. So in setting your goals, here's some things you got to think about. Now I'm the CEO of my company now. All right, I just left this nice lucrative job making $150 a year, and now I'm going to go on my own. Have you planned out and strategized your security plan? So those are things that you got to sort of think about as well. And if you, and it's a risk. Now, when I mentioned about the young lady who's going to retire from government in 3 years, well, guess what? She has a fallback plan because she got a security fund that's coming in. So her risk level, risk tolerance is going to be different from that person who may not have a 401k or may not have, you know, a stash reserve fund. So now the risk that you got to mitigate is, where do I get the fund? How do I survive for the next, you know, year to two years on me just not taking a salary to get my business off the ground? So in your planning process and your goal setting, you have to establish those particular pathways. So in 5 to 10 years, take a moment to start to think about, where do you want to go in 5 to 10 years? Take time out to map out and say, you know, phase 1 or year 2 to 3, this is where I should be. And what does that look like? Financially, number of employees, number of sales. Does it mean that I'm expanding? You know, just take time out to start focusing on where you want to see your company go, incorporating that vision. Okay, because at the end of the day, if you don't have a plan and you don't try to adjust that plan or try to adjust those goals, because after you establish one goal, you establish another one, hey, things are going to keep changing as you grow, and then you have to be flexible. Key word he talked about earlier. It's going to be a challenge. And I think Jay, he probably could say, if he came in to work, there are days that you got to ask yourself, what is going to fall? And it's going to fall. So I just tell you to stay focused on where you want to go. Now, many of you all have already established your business. For those who have not established your business, that thing called location, right? You know, where you want to establish your business. Where is the best location for it to be? And I've seen companies that came through my office and they want to establish a restaurant, but it's on a side street where no one knows, no one can see it. And I'm asking the question, why do you think your business is going to do well there? All right. You may want to establish your business at a location where you may need a particular investor. For those who are in the IT arena, for example, they may look at an angel investor. He or she may want to move their company to Idaho. And you're like, well, why? Well, I'm the investor and I need you over there. Will your company survive? So those are the things you got to start thinking about, because it's not just open your doors and say, I'm going to be successful. It's open your door before you open your doors, having your plan to say, look, I plan to be successful over here because of this, this, this. Goal 1, I'm going to do this. Goal 2, I'm going to do this. And as you move and you meet those goals, reestablish your next goals again. Where do I go next? How do I get there? And then who's going to help me get there? Okay, good question. So another thing about as an entrepreneur, you as the CEO, when it's time to travel, I know when I was in government, I loved traveling on the government dime to a point I just got tired of traveling. And so as a CEO, you got to determine, do I go out of the office? Do I be traveling to California, to New York? Or do I sit down and say, hey, listen, I'm going to have my subordinates people doing all the traveling, they come back to me. So those are things that you got to think about as an entrepreneur. Are you going to be doing all this? Or are you going to be hands-on, having someone else to do it or not? Because that's going to be a key thing in terms of your travel. Another thing about starting your entrepreneurship journey is that physical requirement. Okay, and I don't think this applies to one here, but that's still something you got to consider in terms of, are you ready to start this journey? There's no health issue. There's no mental stress. There's nothing that's going to pause or cause you to have some hiccups later on. Why is that important? Well, I will tell you, when I started my company, you talk about 60 to 7 hours a week. Just really working, and it's gonna get tiresome. Do you have that stamina to keep that up? And obviously you do, because you're engaging in what we're doing now with this I Won't Starve. So you have what it takes to do that. Your family involvement, will it be challenging to your family involvement? So will the families look at you as you taking too much time from them, and you're spending all your time trying to grow your new baby, which is your business? And what is that impact going to be from them? So I would say to you, and trying to wrap this up in 20 minutes, when you consider all these factors that we talk about, what is it is going to really help you get to that next level? What is it going to help you get there? And then if you're not taking time out to sitting down and putting together a plan, and then say, you know, I plan to, in 3 years, I plan to be at a sale of $150,000, and I visualize myself operating out of 3 states. All right, that's my vision. So how do I get there? That's the question.
No, yeah.
All right, so the thing is, then, how do you map out your plan and setting your goals in order to achieve that? Because if you're not writing it out, you're not planning it out, and you got it all in your head, what are the chances you're failing it? What are the chances you're forgetting something? What are the challenges that you didn't consider? So I would say to you in closing, take time out to map out the entire plan. Not saying you have to write a business plan. What we're saying is set those particular goals and those milestones, and then every year, for example, have you achieved those? Reevaluate, reassess, go back to your notes and say, hey, yep, I didn't do this. And then the question is, assess why you didn't do it or achieve it. And if you did achieve it, how you did it, so that you can continue to the next milestone. Okay. Let me open up for some questions real quick. I know we're sort of rushed through here because 20 minutes, but let me open the floor for questions or comments that with your company or someone who can tell us some goals that you established and you reached that goal and how it impacted your company.
Ms. Smith, we didn't get a chance to meet you. How you doing?
That's your time. Say down.
Hi, I'm doing great.
How you pronounce your name, your first name?
Shatan, you said it right.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna make sure I had that right before you left. Well, what's your business?
My business is I'm a licensed realtor, and I'm also a career coach.
Okay, yeah, I was just with a realtor today. Okay. Yeah. Anybody questions?
Can anyone give us a good example of some goals that you set for your company and that you reached that goal and how it translates to its community?
If you give me like 2 seconds, I'm trying to go on one of my old notebooks where I originally started this my website, because I made the website about 2 years ago. I've been trying to keep up with it, but it's been hard trying to do the website and then trying to like evolve in everything else that I've been doing. But I did previously have goals for the website, but I write so much, so it's like, let me see. I remember at a point my goals was to constantly just at that point of the website, it was to constantly just to post poems on the website. Just like every weekly basis, post a poem. I haven't got a chance to do that recently, but the goal. Oh, okay. I found something. It's questions for myself. All right, well, let's just say this. My goal for that at that time period was just to post constantly on the website, constantly posting poems on the website, and that carried for about the whole year. So I could say at that time that was a pretty short-term goal, but it allowed me just to get a feel of what the website could potentially be. And I got decent views on there. I got a lot of views from like all over the place. But my problem was with that, I realized that the views I was getting wasn't from the people I really wanted to get. I wanted to get more African American people or more melanated people. And I was getting people from China, like random places, and not the places I wanted to be. So that was my that was one issue I had with that.
So is it safe to say you visualize that this website that you in your vision you saw a lot more African Americans flocking to your website?
Yeah, more melanated people to the website. More melanated people to the website.
So now back, this is something you have to go back and sort of reevaluate. Right now, you went that way and you saw this, something happen. Take that back and say, okay, what went wrong? What went right? What can I do better? You know, how can I do it a different way? You know, do I need to do another strategy in terms of targeting certain groups of people, et cetera, et cetera. So, hey, I like that. Anyone else? Much more time I have. Oh, we are.
Okay, it's okay. And thank you guys for being so patient with us. I hope you guys are still on with us because we're not boring you to death. And this is the first night, so we're just trying to get some things together. We got started like 5 or 10 minutes behind. But Angelo was telling you guys about the part that people don't want to hear about. You don't want to hear that your spouse might look at you crazy and they're mad at you because you're not coming home and you're spending too much time with the business. You don't want to hear about how hard it's going to be. You don't want to hear about the business plan part. Nobody wants to hear about that part of business. Everybody wants to just get to making the money. Everybody want to have a 3-piece suit on with a 6-figure bank account. But it's a lot of steps that come before that, I promise you. But be encouraged. Please be encouraged. At the end of the day, I start telling people the real. Like, if you make $30,000 a year in your business, somebody make $50,000 in their job, let me tell you something, you make the same amount. Because don't forget their taxes taken out, and then you still got to pay taxes at the beginning. So, you know, it's the same thing. So don't feel like somebody's better than you because you work your plan. If your plan was to make $10,000 this year, hit that $10,000 goal, and then do what you need to do for the next year. But you got to have some type of plan. It don't need to be a full-blown business plan, because a full-blown business plan in the beginning is a full-blown lie. Why do I say that? Because if you don't know what your business is, you can't tell somebody you're going to make $1 million in a year. You don't know. And the bank is not going to listen to you. They want to see skin in the game. They want to see you done what you say you can do 5 times over before they give you the money. So start making plans for you, not for the bank, not for these other people. Make a plan for you so you don't drive yourself crazy. It's like driving someplace long distance and you don't have a GPS or you don't know which way you're going. If you get off on the wrong highway, you screwed. So make sure you have your own directions so that you can actually stay on track. That's all this is about. And some of us who just starting your business, I know this is hard for you because you're like, I just need to make some money tomorrow. I need to make some money in the next 30 days. That's okay. Make a 30-day plan. Make a 2-week plan. And let that plan expand as you get better. I've been in business for a while, but I didn't get a 5-year plan until 2018. Why? Because I spent a lot of my time just trying to make sure ends met. And so I had to get myself to a point where, okay, we got the ends meeting, so and then I took a risk. I had to be bold and say, you know what, this is what I want to do, because you got to speak those things into existence. And sometimes we hide our ideas from other individuals. You're not doing yourself a favor. You're doing yourself a disservice, because you got to put the idea out into the world so that you can hold yourself accountable and so that the universe can hold you accountable. Universal law is real. We believe in karma, but we also got to believe in universal law. That means you get in what you put out. You get out what you put in. So if you say, hey, I'm going to be this in a few years, then you're going to start putting that in there. You already put it out to the atmosphere. Now you start putting the work and you'll get it back. I'll share with you guys. My plan in 2023 from, be a full-time investor by 2023. I didn't know I was going to do it. Somebody asked me that. A kid asked me at Morris College in Sumter, South Carolina, when I was speaking, said, what's your 5-year plan? Because I was asking them. And sometimes these kids are turning on you. They'll turn it right back to you. I think I want to be a full-time investor. And then it started making sense a year later. And then I'm like, okay, let's keep going. We're going to keep doing this. And it made sense. And some of you guys know in 2018, we went and got a building. We got an investment building. So we're actually doing it. And then we started investing in other companies and other people's companies. So this is really something that's happening. And I believe it can happen. Still got 3 years off. Then I started learning my goals was not just a broad goal. I started getting real specific with the goal. So now we have a personal goal, a financial goal, and then you have your material goals. So what is your personal goal? More so personal development goal. What is your material goal? Because you're working for something, and that's okay. It's okay to get a nice house. It's okay to get a nice car. As long as you can afford it, please go do it. Don't do it for nobody else. Do it for you. What is your financial goal? That's the first goal. And if you don't make it, like Angelo said, find out why, and then come back and do it again. But challenge yourself. Take a risk. If you know you can make $50,000, that's not a goal. If you know you can make 50, say you don't want to make it 150. I'm telling you, man, push yourself, push yourself. That's the only way you're going to get something out of it. Was this good to everybody?
Yes.
This is the plus delta of it. So if people don't know who the plus delta portion of it is, the plus is, of course, what that is. And the delta is there anything we could have done better today besides start on time? But we'll get better with punctuation. But outside of that, is there anything else that we can do? Or punctuality, I should say. I said punctuality. Is there anything else we could have done better?
Any criticism is good criticism because we're going to get better.
If I had one, the only thing I just had a hard time getting into the link. Like my link wouldn't it would say error every time. So I had to call and try to get
You wasn't the only
link
one. You was amongst good company.
All right, cool. That was the only thing. That was on there. Appreciate it.
Anyone else?
Anyone else? Anything any takeaways?
Yeah, this was great. It's perfect timing for me because I'm actually wanting to leave my full-time job. I work on for the Department of Defense and do my businesses, and the basic money management skill is one thing. So the list of things that this class will help me with, finances was one that I honed in on before I signed up, as well as the business plan and just all those things. So this is perfect timing, and I love it, and I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for taking this ride with us. Anybody else before we close out? I don't want to hold you guys too much longer. We want to get on and get off at the right time because I know people got kids. You got to get prepared for tomorrow and all that other good stuff. And some people just want to watch the basketball or football game. That's okay.
This is Robert. I'm just going to be real quick. I just think this is really good for me. It kind of helped me to realize that before I really start formalizing my goals, I really need to sit down and figure out, okay, what is that, I want to offer. Sometimes with your business, you can have so many different things that you can offer, but what's going to be the best thing to really just focus on? So I think I need to take some time out to do that. And then from there to, start setting some goals and moving forward.
Sounds good. One more person.
Yeah. This is really good for me. You and I, we spoke offline, so you know pretty much the new road that I'm trying to take, which is more of that from the corporate standpoint for my business. And Ms. Lewis, I will be reaching out to you in regards to your skill sets. I definitely have a new vision for my business, and I would like to run it past you as well. So you'll hear from me real soon.
Sounds great.
All right, before I let you guys go, it wouldn't be class if you don't have homework. All right, so in that same module, you have number 5 and number 6, which is your personal vision statement. I want you to work on your personal vision statement over the next couple days. And then we'll talk about assessing your ideas. So write down some ideas. And we want to go as a team. We want to start assessing some ideas. This is where we learn, because we want your peers, you want to be able to tell your peers about your ideas and let somebody immediately give you feedback in a safe environment. Now, what happens in here stays in here, So we have to have a safe environment, but we have to grow. And you're going to know going into business when you leave a place like this, A lot of people are not going to want to give you their ideas. A lot of people are not going to, give you no feedback. You're going to have to learn a lot of things on your own. So you got to try to stay in this space. And again, like Singleton did, you get connected with these individuals. You're going to spend 10 weeks with these individuals. Stay connected, man. Stay connected. People are doing some amazing things on here at different platforms and all over the country, as we talked about. If it wasn't on here, in the beginning, we had people from California to South Carolina to New Jersey, DC to Atlanta, Texas, all on one call, on one thing. Get in contact with them. They can help. Everybody does some amazing things, from government workers to, consultants to, HR to everything else, trucking, so everything, so please take advantage of this. I want to hear some people who have some conversations by Thursday and what you know about somebody else on Thursday. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
My boss said she had something to say. Y'all know my boss is Emerald.
I hope everyone had a good time. And I'm glad everyone was able to get on. We're still missing a few, so we'll probably have them join us on Thursday. This link that you use to get on Zoom is the same link that you're going to use every week. So I will send out reminder emails, but you should just know that this is the same link for the whole entire course. And then if you have not gotten onto the FastTrac website, you need to do that so you can follow along with the lessons and also prepare for the next class. Like they said, that your first homework assignment is to go through the first section and go ahead and fill in all those areas where they're asking you questions, because it's all to build up to where we're going to be by the end of the 10 weeks in December. So we just want to make sure that you all are just thinking about what's being taught here and taking it home with you. Discuss it with your spouse if you do business with a spouse or significant other, and just make sure that you're being engaged. And we will be coming back on Thursday to ask some of you guys, what did you all put down? Because we're here to help you and guide you as you're going through this process. We have an exciting speaker coming on Thursday. Mr. Tom Ledbetter from Midlands Technical College here in Columbia, South Carolina. He's an excellent speaker, and he is the one who trained all of us in here in FastTrac initially. So it's going to be a great treat to have him join us, and he's going to give you some more information and insight about being an entrepreneur. So if you have any questions, most of y'all was able to contact me through the email at info@iwon'tstarve.com. That is a great email to reach me. And then text, I think everyone has some type of personal connection, some type of way with somebody. So just text or call, and we'll make sure that you all are able to connect and be able to get on. I will be sharing this recording with everyone also between now and Thursday. So you all can go back and go through the information, and I will do that after every class as well. Are there any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
No questions.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, Coach, I had one question. Jay, when you said write down ideas, we were just, can you give a little bit more on what your expectations are concerning that?
All right, so yeah, it's basically your ideas, because what again, a lot of times we brainstorm and our head is going crazy, and you guys probably, you and Keisha probably already have ideas, but we really want you to bring those ideas here, so that other people can hear your ideas and get them out into the open, because all our ideas sound good to us.
Right.
We all sound like geniuses in our own head, so we got to get some other people to be able to say, so you're gonna do that, like, and make you really think about it. So that's what we want. So if some of you already have ideas, we just want to bring it to the forum, and we're gonna discuss them. So we're just gonna lead a discussion about your ideas, very, very brief. Angelo, wanna come back and, you know, we're gonna get on you guys about what your homework, that personal vision statement a little bit, because it goes to what Angelo was talking about. And then we're gonna talk about your ideas, and then Tom is gonna come in. And again, that's my instructor. He taught me years ago. Him and Angelo actually started FastTrac here in Columbia together, and of course taught Emerald as well. So he's in for a treat. But that's what we're gonna do. All hearts and minds clear for my church folk. All right, thank you guys so much. Again, we're gonna get out of here on time on Thursday, and please hit us up, you know, tomorrow if you need to. You know, if you got some other questions, please do that. You don't have to wait till Thursday. Just hit us up so we can make sure everything is good. Okay? Talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.